Welcome back, you guys. My sales have finally picked up. I almost doubled what I did last week. So happy about that. I went out thrifting twice this week, as you guys just recently saw in my thrift haul. So let's get into these sales. I have one sale on Mercari and then a couple on Poshmark and eBay. So we'll start out with Mercari since I only have one sale on there, and that was an Adriana Papel sweater. So for $14.31 after fees and cost of goods, I made $12.15. I will show you the pictures after I describe the items. So I'll show you that sweater right now. And if I'm talking a little bit too fast for you guys, please let me know. It's my Boston way of talking, so I'm sorry. I'm talking a little bit too fast for you guys. So with that, let's get into our Poshmark sales. On Poshmark, I just today sold a bundle of a flax tank top, which you guys saw in the thrift haul as well, and an Oleg Cassini button down. So now the Ole Cassini button down I've had forever. I'm just happy to see it go. That's why I took the bundle. Otherwise, I wouldn't have taken the bundle. It sold for $30 total. The flax tank top, I pick up flax anytime I see it. Honestly, guys, it sells really quick for me. So the Ole Cassini shirt was $1.05, and then I paid $3 for the flax tank top. Definitely a bolo. No, I'm not gonna say a bolo because it doesn't go for that much. I would call it a bread and butter. But definitely, anytime you see flax, pick it up. I'm actually curious to see if they do like shorts and whatnot because their tank tops they fly off the shelves. It's only the second time I found it. The first time it sold within a week, and this time it sold within 2 days. So keep an eye out for that brand, especially at the summertime coming up because it's all linen, 100% linen. So then I have the Eileen Fisher Merino wool tank top. It's sold for $15, and after cost of goods and fees, I made $8.32. Now I want you to keep that tank top in mind because it's going to be awfully ironic in a minute. Then I sold a Free People Movement hoodie. I had that for about 2 months. I picked it up for $2.99 at the thrift store. It sold for $24, which is good. And I made $16.20 after cost of goods, fees, all that fun stuff. And then I sold an Ozark camel sleeping bag. I've had that for about 6 months. I literally picked it up. I also picked up, which I still have in my store, a Dora the Explorer sleeping bag and a Blue's Clues sleeping bag. All three I picked up for $1.90 a piece on it was a Monday sale at that particular thrift store. They do linens, which I'm gonna actually get into this for a second. They say all linens are $1.90 that day. However, pillows they do not include within that sale. And on the tag for pillows, it says linens. So I just saw my thrift haul. I picked up a pillow, and it ended up costing me $2.50, which is fine because it should sell for between 20 and 30. So I'm fine with that. But the point is, if you're gonna say all linens are $1.90, you might want to add pillows in or take the word linens off the pillow tags. And that's all I'm going to say about that. The only reason I got into that was because the Ozark camel sleeping bag finally sold. I only made $1.15 after cost of goods and fees and everything. It sold for $6. So, whatever those sleeping bags go for at this point on Poshmark. If you want to get a good deal on sleeping bags, go to my Poshmark store. I will have no problem giving you guys a great deal on them. Just because I want to see them go. They're big, they're bulky. I just want to get them out. So, then I have a pair of Judy Blue skinny capris. They sold for $30. They were returned to me from eBay. The customer didn't like the way they fit. So I relisted them, and luckily they sold on Poshmark, because on Poshmark you cannot do a return for fit, especially if you have the measurements in your listing. So they sold for $30, and I made $20. Now on to eBay. I'm gonna mess up this name. I can almost guarantee it. So then on eBay, I sold. Like I said, I'm gonna mess up this name. I don't even want to pronounce this name because it just sounds so wrong. Orola? I mean, it sounds inappropriate if you catch my drift, but it's spelled Aurola. I will make sure to insert a picture of that listing as well, so you guys can see it for yourself. They were a pair of girls' leggings, which is why they sold so cheap. They sold for $10. I thought they were women's leggings because there was no size, nothing. I didn't even look it up till I got home. And I was like, crap, really should have picked these up. But I picked them up for $1.05. So after cost of goods, fees, and everything, I made $6.05. So I did 6 times my money on that, so I'm happy with that. It's just, I had no idea what they were. And I would not recommend picking them up because they took a couple months to sell themselves. The next item, now this is where it gets ironic. This item here, it's a Talbot's cashmere vest. Sold for $10 more than the Eileen Fisher merino wool tank top. I kid you not. That is ironic to me because to me, Eileen Fisher is a much better brand than Talbot's. Talbot's tends to be more bread and butter. Eileen Fisher tends to be more bolo, depending on the item. And merino wool is a bolo fabric to pick up. It might just be the time of year, and that's why I went for so low. But it's sold, it's out, I made money, I'm happy. Anyway, let's get into this Talbot's cashmere vest. Sold for $25, my full asking price. And after cost of goods, fees, all that, I made $14.81. Next, I have a pair of Bionic snake skin flats, sold for $23. After cost of goods and fees, I made $11.39. Then I picked up this tie. I thought it was so cool. It was a Hasbro Operation Game tie. I thought it was really cool that it was going to sell really quick. It didn't sell really quick, nor did it sell for anything. It sold for $4.50. On certain picture here. After cost of goods, fees, and everything, I made $2.89. Yes, that is something to laugh at, considering I paid $1.99 to pick it up. So then I have a Talbot's Irish linen blouse. That sold for $17.64, and I made $12.92 after everything. So then I have a Talbot's Irish linen blouse. That sold for $17.64, and I made $12.92 after everything. Then I have a pair of Pulitzer shorts. Sold for 15. I made, of the cost of goods and everything, $4.72. I want to get into this one for a second. The only reason the Pulitzer shorts sold for such cheap value was because I didn't realize it until I got home. There was a hole in the leg, and I had that in the listing. The stitching had come undone, so I paid $5.99 to pick them up, and when I got home and saw that, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna list it regardless. I ended up taking an offer of $15. I was like, it's teared. There's a hole in the leg. Regardless, nobody's gonna buy it, so I'm just gonna sell it for that. And I still made my money plus some. So, and then I picked up a pair of Ralph Lauren shorts. They sold for $19. These are linen shorts. The linen mint green. I picked them up like less than a month ago. So maybe I do need to look more into the Ralph Lauren items. I ended up making $12.92 after cost of goods and fees and everything. For a grand total of $143.02. I know it's nothing to laugh at. It's nothing to really get excited about. But I almost doubled the amount that I made last week. So that's what I'm excited about. I'm gonna keep listing, and hopefully, if I keep picking up the right items, I will not fall into the summer slowdown. Guarantee I will though. With that, I'm gonna bid you guys farewell. Make sure you guys pay attention to Saturday's video for a thrift haul.